Okay, just gonna wait another minute. I think I got the chat setting right this time, so people should be able to chat. If you have any questions, feel free to fill it out during this call, and I'll answer it at the end. All right, cool. It's 10. Welcome, everybody. This is the Pera Community Monthly call for August. I think this is maybe our third or fourth one so far. So we're going to be going over what we shipped, what's next, and then I'll have an open floor for everybody if you have any comments. So what we shipped. So this month we were pretty productive. There's a lot of backend stuff that we're working on. So for front end features, we finished the charts with UI UX upgrades. There's a few bugs people reported. There was, just a few glitches. We increased the parameters so that way if there's small changes, they're more visible. So we took your feedback, rolled it together. So charts should be good for the long-term future. In addition to that, we sunset the Algorand secure backup. Now, the reason why we did this was because with our universal wallet upgrade, it's currently not supported by ASB. If you're familiar with Algorand request for comments, it's ARC35. It basically predated HT wallets. It also has a market ledger. So any new user would have this backup functionality and their accounts would not be backed up since all new accounts are default to universal wallets. So we decided to sunset this. We are working on a new type of backup system or transfer system because we do understand the convenience that this offers. That's in planning, but there are other available methods in our ecosystem now that would probably be easier for the end user than memorizing more seed phrases and have to store a text file on your phone. In addition to that, as you probably have seen, Algoland is going to be starting this month. So we have all the Algoland support done on our system. This allows us to, once this campaign kicks off, you guys are going to be surprised about all the cool stuff that we have going on with this. Cards. So we added a new swap and deposit flow. One thing, Algorand, we have Algorand Send Assets, which have opt-in friction. So at new users coming in, they would have to opt into USDC first, swap their algo to USDC, and then go into the Cards app and deposit that USDC. If you went to the Cards app early, didn't have any USDC, you have to leave the app, swap, come back. Just wasn't the right UX that we were looking for. So we actually created a new technique on Algorand with this. So this is a swap and deposit flow. So what we did was we used Algorand's group transactions. So on Algorand, you can have 16 transactions in a group and they all execute at the exact same time. So we used this functionality. So now when we're building the transactions, we have the swap included. So it has all the routes and everything. You get the best rate as you're swapping your algo or any other asset that is paired with the USDC, and you're able to deposit it in all one flow. So this was a really nice UX functionality that we had, and I'll go into it later, but we're actually expanding this functionality across the Algorand ecosystem. And then we also launched 2 growth campaign iterations. At the end of July, we had a campaign that if you spent over $5, you had a chance at, if you spent over $1, you had a chance at winning $5. We upped that for a weekend, made it $20 with the same chances to see if that would stroke more people to signing up and spending. And now we have a campaign that if you spend over $50, you get 50 cents back. So it's kind of like an early iteration of cash back. We're trying whatever we can in order to see which works the best. So we're really experimenting a lot with the cards, as it is a novel feature to not only Algorand and Pera, but just to the entire crypto ecosystem, and the ability to have your own money on chain that you can basically use as a bank. So once feature does hit mainstream adoption, we know it works, but it doesn't work, and we can really streamline our approach moving forward. In addition to that, our Pera, our aggregator that we use, which combines, previously combined Tinyman, Vestige, and Folks Finance. We added support for Deflex, which powers the new Hey app if you've ever used it. In addition to that, we created a swap as a service API package. So I'll get into this a little later too, but with this API package, now anybody can use the power of our router aggregator and offer their clients the best rates across the ecosystem. In addition to that, what's nice about it as well is we have so many different formats for you. So you can directly integrate it as an NPM package. You can have a widget. You could just add it to your site if you already have wallet connected. There's basically, if you need a key use case for it, we probably have it ready. So what's next? So this is a little feature preview of what Algoland is going to look like. So when you come into the app, once this campaign goes live, you'll see a nice little Algoland banner that's there. In addition to that, you'll be able to see the when you go to Discover, we're going to have its own section there. So you can see what's currently happening, what week the campaign is on. It allows us to be informational to you without ever having to go to the retail site. When you click on it, you'll actually see information about the quest itself. And when you have a wallet connected, we are saving you the trouble of having to check your points. So you can check it right from the Discover page. Once this campaign kicks off, get started with it, we really worked hard to make this a very user-friendly campaign for anybody that is using Pera. In addition to that, we are partnering with this company called AMP. It's actually really cool. I don't want to reveal too much information on it yet, but it's going to like really transform notifications. It's really cool. I'm going to save the alpha though for the marketing team. So our upcoming priorities, we have the retail campaign, which is complete. Swap V2, this is in progress. I actually just was testing the staging build on my my Android device, and it is so much faster than the existing swap. It looks so much better. It's going to be a game changer to the swapping experience when using Pera. Really excited for this one. In addition to that, we're going to have top traded pairs, history of your swaps, things like that. And then in addition to that, we're working on multi-signature accounts. This is currently in progress. We went through a few design iterations to try to really create a nice smooth-lined experience when setting up a multi-signature account and when managing a multi-signature account. So this is currently in progress. You'll probably see this on iOS before you see it on Android. In addition to this, we have we're really focusing on cleaning up our deep links and universal links inside the app. Any developers or dApp builders, they've been asking us a lot of questions recently about how our deep link structure works. This allows things to become a lot more uniform. It cleans up our code base a little bit at the same time, and it allows more dApps to connect into Pera Wallet more seamlessly. In addition to that, you've probably heard a lot about Liquid Auth if you're an Algorand OG, but if you haven't, this is an initiative from the Algorand Foundation that is basically going to be a direct competitor to Wallet Connect. Now, most of you who have signed dApps on Algorand realize how kind of the connection can be very faulty. This is an improvement on that structure. It uses more modern cryptographic techniques and just an overall safer way of connecting to dApps, and you're not relying on a centralized entity anymore. So that's the whole thing with passkey with Liquid Auth, but we're breaking up two phases. So phase one is passkeys. So this allows you to basically store your passkeys using your 24-word mnemonic phrase. So now you can actually own your passkeys. Typically, you have to store them with a centralized service like 1Password or Google or Apple or anybody of that sort. So this allows you to store your passkeys to your wallet address, and from there you can move those around with your 24 keys. So it's a decentralized passkey system. Spin Game V2, we're working on this one behind the scenes. We're hoping to get it released relatively soon. What we're doing here is we're adding cooldowns into place. So you can only spend like once a day, but in order to earn more spins, you could do that by using other parts of the app. We hope that this creates a flywheel effect, increase engagement, and increase like the numbers for Pera in general. While connecting transaction displays, we realize that connecting to a dApp and what you see when you're signing a transaction could be improved upon. So we're going to make them more user-friendly and make it more intuitive for brand new users that have never used crypto or Algorand before to understand what they're signing and what they're connecting to. In addition to that, we're looking at ExoSwap integration. This will allow you to do cross-chain swaps into Pera. Still in planning, so we're looking at a little bit of a whiles out, but it's looking relatively promising. So for example, if you want to take your Bitcoin and swap it to Algorand or USDC, this integration allows you to do that relatively easy without having to leave the app. And then the last thing we're working on is the token minter. We just want to show off how great Algorand standard assets are and how easy they are. On a lot of other chains, you have to have an audited smart contract. There's very few people or places that have the ability to launch a token. On Algorand, it's actually a very, very easy process. So this is a relatively low lift for us, but allows us to highlight the technology and what makes Algorand special. Okay, so open floor. Les, you said, what will replace secure backup? So short term, we're probably looking at ARC85. It's a decentralized key recovery system that allows you to basically turn a wallet into a multi-signature account. It's like a 204 multi-sig, so you can always sign since you have two of the accounts, but you'll give like one to your mom and one to your grandma, and then they can help you recover if you ever lose your keys. We're exploring other options too, like sort of like a cloud-based storage. But we have obviously with anything backup, we have to make sure that there's no information that could be potentially leaked or exploited. And storing things in a central place can cause a centralized point of failure. So short term, probably the ARC 85. Longer term, we're looking at other potential more seamless options that allows you to easily transfer from one device to the other. Cool. Well, if anybody has any other comments or questions, please feel free to use the chat. I'll stay on for like another minute or two. Otherwise, I can close this thing out early and we can all return to our day. I'm just happy I got the chat to work this time. Just check, see if anybody commented on Twitter. Nope. All right. See you guys. Thank you.